Oh, this is freaking frustrating, dude.
What, no joke today?
Nah, man, I'm over it, dude. I was freaking grinding my gears trying to get this audio thing to work the way we wanted it to. It only drew more problems.
We've been at it for probably 45 minutes.
Literally.
We're supposed to get this going a while ago, and yeah.
But you know what?
It didn't work.
On a positive note, the audio might not be perfect.
We hope it is.
But the camera looks really good.
The camera looks amazing.
Like, so we did mess around with a bunch of the settings.
Red stuff on.
Oh, no, that won't show up. That's just the border.
I know, but can you click so it doesn't? There you go.
Yeah, is that bothering you that much?
It was definitely bothering me.
Okay, that's fine. Anyways, hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Midi80.
Hey, it's Chief.
And we are the ADHDads. Yeah, we just
for all we know, the only two.
Ever. We just we want to start a podcast, and so we did, and we just sit and talk nonsense for an hour. So come and join us in this nonsensical conversation.
Yeah.
We're about to have.
The journey.
Heck yeah, man.
Might learn something, might not.
Want to start want to start the day off with big shout out Chief. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Chief.
The day of my birth.
My dad used to say 21, or my grandpa used to say 21 with, what would it be now? 15 years experience?
16.
16 years experience. Yep. So yeah.
The old 3-7.
Congrats, man. Also, shout out to your wife. Happy birthday, Mel.
Yes, it was her birthday a couple days ago.
Also,
we didn't really celebrate it.
Shout out to my wife. Happy birthday, Brianne. Hers was a couple days before Mel's, which was a couple days, before Jake's. So
and Mother's Day. And I was just kidding. We do celebrate her birthday.
And Mother's Day. So
and Mother's Day. Yeah,
if you guys remember the Mother's Day episode last year, we had talked a little bit of the history of Mother's Day. I remember that. If you don't remember it, go check it out. It's season 2. There were only like 6 episodes that season, so you should be able to find it.
Like The Office. I mean,
Yeah,
that first season, it's a little rough.
Sometimes you have,
camera work, outfits, audio.
But yeah, man. So what's been going on? What have you been up to lately?
I
guess these past 2 weeks, huh?
With children.
Huh.
Yeah, we had. It's just like my kids are getting to the point now where like you start having stuff to do, just about every day.
Right.
So now it's like, I think one of the days. Are you in there?
Yeah. I know. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. One of the weeks, I think we had something going on every single day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And like usually, I like to get home and, we chose to have kids, so yeah, we want to make sure we're there for them. But Mel wants to read her book or play her Switch, and I just want to go out into the garage and
your new man
alone and watch anime. And sometimes it's just not possible. We had football practice after concert, football. Then we had dinner with her parents, dinner with my parents, and then it was like the weekend where then it was running around, and then like Mother's Day, and then went right back into this week where I kind of had a day off. I got to go to the Children's Museum.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually pretty fun.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's good. I realized I had my daughter and then 2 other girls in my group. They're in kindergarten, and you just kind of forget, like, when you see the boys they're just sweating the whole time and constantly running around, and the girls were like, and I mean, I'm not making assumptions or anything. Got fucking hair on me. But, yeah, I mean, like, we'd be sitting there, we'd go, like, they go down the slide a couple times, and they're like, all right. But, like, some groups, the boys just stayed there the whole time. Like, there's slides at parks, but no, we're at the Children's Museum, and that's all they want to do.
Hey, we're here to learn, kids.
Yeah, and the girls are, like, exploring, like, there's a cave deal, and then, like, a ship thing, and then they really liked the car wash. They liked washing. It just says, like, they just wash cars, like, soap and stuff, put little jackets.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool. And then we went to the next floor, and then there was, like, an art studio, and we did, everybody painted their own pictures, and then, we get up to like this other area where there's like a mail room kind of stuff. So like a bunch of conveyor belts and stuff and like little packages. But then there was this kitchen area. My girls just hung out in the kitchen making food. And I was like, this is just funny. Like, I mean, not saying everybody has a role, but Jeez, that's all they wanted to do.
They
were just like taking orders and making food and doing the dishes. They were like pretending to clean the dishes and stuff. I'm like, you guys are going to be good women.
When we went to the Children's Museum in Vegas last time we went, Ollie wanted to play in the grocery store. That's like the big thing. Like he's been having a lot of fun because they had a whole grocery store set up with like you know the fake goods, and you fill a basket and then you can run them across the thing and it scans for them, and you know it's just all just fake.
I guarantee they would be all over that too. They didn't have that one there, but they would have totally done the same thing.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Not saying they have roles, but
I mean, boys were just they had no interest in doing any of the food stuff. They were all about production, so like they were all playing in the mailroom or they were on the playground. That was it. No boys in the art studio, and like nothing. I mean, but it was fun. It was a good day. It was kind of a nice day off. But I mean, holy shit, to be with 25 kindergartners just running around on a bus, and it was just like constant noise, which is fine. But they had this. There was this boy that. Well, okay. So funny thing. So my wife's a school nurse, and she had all the teachers and like all the teachers that were going, and then she sent it to me too to get. It's not really a certification, but like she sent me a video on how to administer seizure medication just in case, because I guess we had like 4 kids that had seizures that were going on the trip, and like one of them was just like I forgot what they call them, mucal, I think. Or buccal or something, and so like you just put it in their gums, you know, and like they seize, you just put them on their side, and like all the stuff you kind of learn. I'm CPR certified and all that stuff, but then there's rectal administration, and I was like,
wait, for one of the kids?
Well, no, like it was part of the training video.
Oh,
and they're like, some medication is this, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I mean, yeah, obviously if they need it, but I was just like, I'm like, what the hell? Like I'm a chaperone. I'm not.
Yeah, like
I'm not filling in here. And so we're at the thing, and we're hanging out. And, like, I remember it was like a couple days prior. And so we're there, and I get my group, and we're hanging out for like an hour and a half. And one of the teachers comes up, and she's like, did so-and-so give you the seizure medication? And I looked at her like, for what? Do I need it? And see, they can't tell you which kid has it, which I think is insane. I mean,
why would they not? Because then you can keep like
it's a HIPAA violation for them releasing the records of somebody. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but if I don't know that they have it in my group.
But if it comes down to where you're responsible for that child because they're in your group and you're watching them, wouldn't? Is that really a violation of HIPAA then to know?
Well, I told her, like, what if we had a diabetic with us and we just had to like watch their stuff? I mean, we'd have to know which kid it is.
Right.
But it's not like, I mean, we're not selling their information or anything. It's just like for something like that, it's very specific.
Yeah,
of like,
100%.
Why wouldn't you say like, hey, these ones have? So just in case it's not the person in my group, like say I'm a group that doesn't have one, but somebody else does, or maybe I know which kid to like look out for. What if they're showing signs and they drop and they're like your chaperone's not there?
You could have seen those signs, but you didn't know to look for that kid or keep an eye on that kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of ridiculous.
It was kind of ridiculous, but I mean, of course it's a HIPAA thing, but I'm like, why would you not? Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how that would be, because you're assuming control of that child, so why would that be like?
Yeah, I'm responsible for the safety of these children.
So why would that be giving up the information? Yeah. Like, what are you gonna go tease him?
Well, yeah.
I'm like, hey, shaky.
I'm not gonna. Nightmare.
But I mean, like, seriously though, like, I feel like that's.
It was. I mean, I feel like that's kind of an exception deal. Like,
100%. Like I said, like if you're taking on, that'd be like, you know, if you were taking kids on a field trip or a camping trip or something where you had them overnight, but they're like, hey, one of the kids has night terrors, and so you need, so one of the kids has this, and you need to know how to solve it. It's like, okay,
and they just go, good luck.
I can't tell you.
Yeah.
But one of these 20 kids, it's like.
Yeah. So she goes. Hell? So then back to it, I'm like, for what? Do I need them? Like, I mean, it's been an hour and a half, and I'm just getting them now. And she was like, I'm like, what if something happened? I mean, there was like a laser room and stuff, and I'm like, fuck, I could have induced plenty of things that were going on. And she's like,
are they epileptic seizures?
She's like, you should just have some. And I'm like, great. And then she hands me the medication, and it says the fucking girl's name on it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, but so like, she just couldn't just be like, oh, it's Jody over there, you know? It's
because it's a HIPAA thing. You can't do it. And I'm like, well, okay. Well, then I knew, and it was fine. I mean, it was fine. Like, nobody had any problems or anything. But I just thought that was funny. I'm like, for what? Like, should I be worried? Like, I didn't know I needed those.
Oh,
I know I watched the video, but I don't think I needed that.
That's insane.
But anyway, yeah, it was a quick trip. We had lunch and stuff there. It was pretty fun. Then we came back and we were done at like 2, so it was a nice kind of, like I said, day off. I just picked up Jax too, and Aria. We all just went home and kind of hung out for the rest of the day. But then we had to go to football, so it was like, yeah. But how about you? How you been last couple of weeks?
Good, man. Good. I've been using my treadmill a lot more. The weather's starting to warm up, so I want to get back into the whole running thing.
Yeah, weather's getting really nice, so run inside. That makes sense.
Well, no, it was like 80. It was almost 90 degrees. Yeah, I'm not running out. Are you kidding me? Like, I was sweating walking outside to the mailbox. I was like, forget this.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But no, it was hot, but like, and then literally it went from 90 to 40.
Oh my God.
Like overnight.
Dude.
So I was like, yeah, well, like it's starting to warm up, so I want to get myself into like, like moving shape so that when I do go out for my runs, it's, I'm good to go. Sure. But I've been doing I've been in 2 different exercises. One of them is like sprint training where I'll only do a mile, right? So then, but I'll walk like 0.1 mile. I just kind of walk that like to kind of get stretched out, give the calves a good old roll, the ankles a good roll out, and, stretch the calves because I don't want to go right into the sprint and just pop, like fly off the treadmill.
You do not want to tear.
I don't. So that's why I get into it slow, and then I'll do 0.2 at 6 on the treadmill, which is, what is that pace? It's like 5-minute mile, not 5-minute miles. It's 6 to 10-minute miles. 6 to 10-minute miles. And then I do 0.2 for that, and then the next 0.2 I bump it up to 9, which would be 9 miles an hour. I don't know, do the math. Whatever it is, it's like a 6-minute mile, 7-minute mile, something like that, right in that range. I want to say. But then I'll do 0.2 for that. Then I drop it back down to 0.6, so I kind of try to catch my breath. Do that for 0.2. Yeah. And then for the next 0.2 of the mile, back up to 9, so then I'm really blowing out those lungs, and then drop it right back down to 3 for that walk, for that last 0.1. So it's only a mile.
So it's kind of like a fartlek, kind of. Where usually a fartlek is if you're doing it on a track, you'd sprint the straightaways, walk the corners.
Yeah,
sprint the straightaways.
Kind of like that. Yeah. I guess you could say more of a controlled, like I said, and then when you're done, you just walk it out, kind of thing. But yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, But yeah, I've been doing that. I've been doing that once or twice, and then every day I've been challenging myself to walk or kind of light jog, but at the 10 incline, so it's literally uphill. And like I said, I'm not trying to sprint uphill, but I'll get a nice good jog going, and I'll do about 2 miles of that. You actually came over. I was just finishing up my first mile, getting into the second mile, and I was just like, you know what, it's okay today. I can call it a little early. I'm feeling a little sore because I also worked out my abs really hard yesterday, so it's hard to sit or move or stand.
That's the worst.
So that's why I was walking to try to get a good stretch. But yeah, I've done anything on the treadmill is all uphill. I always incline on treadmill. Yeah. I never just run flat. So, but yeah, that's what I've kind of been doing. I haven't really lifted this week, honestly. I've kind of taken a little bit of, time, a week off of just actually lifting. So, but that's okay.
Well, and like I said,
I'm getting the cardio in.
Well, having I don't have a treadmill or anything, and I got the weights now and stuff, but it's just trying to find the time. I mean, when you get done after practice, it was hot and everything, and you're just tired. It's been a long fucking day, and then you're like, oh, you want to go into that super hot garage and then go lift for another hour? You're like, no. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, see, so what I'll do is I'll just throw on an anime on my phone, and then I'll just sit and watch an episode while I'm climbing a hill, essentially.
Well, and that's what I mean. Having a treadmill would be advantageous to do that, because then you just you could just keep moving. You could just go, like you said, it's easier to do that and put something on.
Well, and then, and that's the thing, too, is, I want to do something. As opposed to just sitting on the couch and watching, or sitting at my desk and watching, it's let me get up and, move and watch. And then I can go sit down and watch after I've done some movement. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And then this summer, like I said, I want to get ready because I run 5K a summer, and that's the Prescott days, which I guess tradition now. It'll be the second year I do it. Yeah. But I'm going to do it again this year, and my only goal, I don't care about, beating Mel or Peanut, because Peanut's going to smoke everybody.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Dude, he ran with me for the first half mile and then came in second.
And then he went back out to run the rest of it with you.
Yeah. And then
it was ridiculous.
I was like, I love you, but I hate you. Mm-hmm. But I love you. You know, like, I'm like, geez, dude. Insane. It's insane. And I was like, whatever, I'll still beat him in a wrestling match. So, you know, I gotta, you know, tell myself that. But no, like, my only goal is to beat my time from last year, which was 33:11 or something like that. 33 something. Sure. So it's on tape. Brienne had me coming in. And they said 33 or 33:06 or something like that, whatever it was. It was 33 minutes. I remember that. So I was at about 11-minute mile pace. So my goal is to crush that.
Yeah.
If
I could, I'll probably run it this year.
Dude, heck yeah, you should,
Dust
man.
it off, and you know, I'm shooting for 25 to 27 minutes.
I think I'll be there.
At my best, I was at 21 minutes.
At my best,
I hate running.
At my best, I think I did the 5K. I kept up with Peanut the whole time, and I want to say we were sub 20. We were like 19 something. Yeah. And that was my prime in college. Like, we had been sprinting and running, and then that was like right after I want to say that was right after like preseason. So preseason, we'd get up, we'd lift at 6 in the morning, and then we'd run in the afternoon, or we'd run sprints and hills in the morning and then lift in the afternoon. You know, whatever it was. I mean, so I was like in my prime.
There's so much more conditioning and stuff. Like, you forget when you're in high school and I was played 3 sports, and like you were always running or training. Like, your conditioning definitely. You stayed in a good shape, a basic shape that you could really just do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
And then you take 15 years off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, you could go run one, but
100%.
You're not like in the peak shape.
I think
it
was.
It's yeah.
I think it was funny last year though. Like, Brienne was like, I was coming in and she was talking to you about it, and she was just like, he's gonna be so upset, like da 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 da.
Oh yeah, you were. Like, you were so defeated that you didn't like. Do well.
No, I 100% like
you
knew,
did it and I didn't.
I knew in my head that I didn't train probably like I should have, right? Obviously, right? Because in your head you're like, this is what I should do, da da da. But then the reality of getting up as a 35, almost 36-year-old, you know, and then you're like, oh my God, like, I'm a little sore, I'm achy, you know. I got to take the kids. You got everything playing throughout the day, and then try and, like you said, find that time.
Yeah,
you know,
it's really hard
tough.
to do.
But no, in my head I was just like, you know, I knew I was like, you know, this isn't going to be my best, or I'm not going to be able to sprint this whole thing. Yeah. You know, so my goal, as if I can finish, let's see what we can finish at, you know.
Well, and I think when you're younger, there's so much competition, and then just part of like getting older, and especially like doing some of the fitness training stuff and everything, it's like, who gives a shit what anybody else can do? Like, you don't have their body. Right. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, even if there's somebody the same height as you, it doesn't matter. Your composition's different. Same size as me, different composition. Like, I mean, like, look at, was it Alan Richardson? I was just talking about him the other day. Look at The Rock. Like, I'm as tall as those guys. So, you look at the difference, and you're like, God, these guys, but they've been working out for 40 years.
Every day, twice a day.
So, like, it makes sense that they're bigger. Like, I can't get mad. I'm like, whoa, I'm the same size. Like, I could be that big. It's like, well, maybe, but you're gonna put the work in.
I mean, you could compare like me and Peanut. I mean, he's like an inch taller than me, right? But he weighs 125 pounds. He weighs what we wrestled at.
Well,
in college.
you guys are just like, you have different body types too,
right?
Like, he's a lot thinner, kind of string bean.
Well, also he runs
a stockier guy.
He runs 10 miles or bikes 20 plus miles a day. But like me, I'm more of a like, I'm gonna lift. I'm gonna get more bulky. Yeah. Versus he's more like, I'm gonna run and be lean.
But it's the competition thing. Like, like even Mel will do that with like, I don't know where she gets the audacity to compare it to me. I mean, Mel, you're fucking, you're strong, but you're girl 5'8", thin frame strong.
Dude, Mel's like. Big around,
and she really wants her arm. She really wants to wear these. She found this new shirt that she likes that like shows off, like it cuts off like here. So she wants like good shoulders and arms and stuff to just like there. And she's got them, but like, I mean, it's like what are we talking about here though? Like, if I can pick up all 3 kids and carry them to the truck, and you can't. I mean, we're just talking about strength here. And then she's like. I just, like, you're over there curling that, and I can barely do this. And I'm like, that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. Like, you're not built to do that.
You can still get what you want by doing that weight that you're
I mean,
doing.
I'm not saying you can't curl what I can or bench what I can. But, like, you got to remember, my baseline is so much different than your baseline that if you increase 20% on your stuff and I increase 5% on my stuff, well, then think of it that way. Like, okay, you increased 20, I only increased 5. Like, you've gotten stronger faster than I did. So take it like that way. Don't think of it like, oh, you can like, because I have a easy bar in the
like the bent bar
thing, and I set it to 75 pounds. So it's roughly, like 36 and a half, 37 and a half pounds on, like, if you think about it, like, per arm, which is fine. I can curl 40 pounds. I can curl. I think the most I've curled now is up to like 55 pounds a couple times without breaking. So it's like, yeah, like, that's a good one to just do, like, 10 reps or whatever. And then she picks it up and she's like, I can't even lift this once. And I'm like, well, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, if you can curl 20, I mean, this is almost double that. So it's okay. It's just fine. Just keep working at it then, or we have dumbbells and
everybody's got to start somewhere.
It's such an independent fitness journey that, like, collectively everybody can work out, but you got to remember it's all independent. So just worry about yourself. And like we talked about before, but it's like, just get your baseline stuff. Go and do something. If you can do it less than 10 reps and to the point to failure where you can't really get it again, then that's your starting point. And just put that as your mark. Do 60% of that, and then just work 60 for a couple weeks, and then go back and try it again. Or do 60, 70, 80, try to get close to your max like once a week or something, or once every other week. And then after a month, go try to see if you can do more of that starting weight. And then if you bump that up, great, you're stronger. You're immediately stronger. That's okay. But my thing, like we talked about, is consistency.
Yes.
Like, and that's a big goal of mine for the age of 37. I mean, I've been listening to a Rainy Day mix today and just getting in my head. Like, just, you think about, like, well, I'm definitely over halfway of my life, and you're like, God, it's just gone really quickly. And I was like going through memories of everything. Like, I remember a lot of stuff, like, from when I was like younger in high school, and we went on that field trip. There was not a classmate of mine, but a year younger, and we were in track together, and like, she has kids in town and stuff, and I just don't really see her a lot. Or we see her in passing, but we actually got to like hang out that day, and I was like, God, this is just like high school again. Like, she's awesome, and it was like fun to like laugh and like have a good time. And I'm like, but this was 20 years ago.
Yeah, right.
And you're like, fuck,
dude, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy to think about that.
I know,
like,
and it like kind of scared me a little bit. I was like, well, that kind of sucks. Because then what's 20 years from now? And then I'm like, well, Jax will be 27. Maybe he'll be married. Maybe he'll have a kid. I'll be a grandpa or something. I'll be 57. And I'm like, fuck, I'll be 57. And you're like, dude, oh my God. Like, you kind of have not a panic attack, but you kind of, like, it hits you.
Like, you're like, oh my God. No, 100%, dude. Like, it's like, there are things that happened, in high school or, growing up that I remember like it was yesterday, and it's crazy how fast it goes. Like, you think about like today is like, oh, today's such a long day. I have this. But then, like, in the grand scheme of things, when you look back, like, you're never going to remember like, oh, but I had to go do this. I had to go do that. You're going to remember like the little bit of good pieces, the good chunks that you had throughout that, Well,
and I think it just reminded me too of like when you had a bunch of friends, when you had like 20, 30, 40, 50 friends in your class or in school, and you got to like all play sports together and you had fun and all that stuff. And now you have kids and like, yeah, like family's great. It's great. But you're just spending so much time by yourself now with your family. So then you're like, but I'm a sociable person. I'm a type A personality. And I was kind of like, oh man, that kind of sucks, And then, yeah, like I was like thinking like, what if like in a couple years I want to get with all my college buddies again, because I haven't seen them since college, and like all these things. And you're like, man, like there's a lot of time missing. Some of them just got married. Some just had their first kids. Some are like doing all this stuff. And you're like, God, man, it'd be cool to organize all this stuff again. But it probably won't happen. Right. I mean, like, that's the worst part. Like, you almost got to have, or I won't plan it, but if they all get together sometime, or if they reach out. And
that was something too. Like, I talked with my like family about, like, so when my little brother got married and we went out to Vegas, out for their wedding and everything like that. And my like whole family was there. I mean, like my uncle and my aunt that I haven't seen in a while. My other aunt came out. Like, everybody, like all family was together. We just had like a blast. Like, we hung out and, had fun at the wedding and stuff like that. And then afterwards, like the next day, we even met up and we all met up and went out and was like on the strip and stuff like that and everything. We were all talking and we have like a family group chat and stuff. And there's like, I don't know, 16 of us in there, and it's, my siblings, my mom, my dad's like side of the family, my cousins are in there and stuff like that. And we had talked about like, we should all like try to like get together, do like a family reunion. Everyone's like, yeah, like that's the whole point. Like we made this group chat, yeah. And like this was almost 3 years ago now. Yep. And we've gotten together 0 times.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things like, it's like, it's great to talk about and you think about it, but like the only way it's going to happen is if someone pulls a trigger and it's just like, hey,
so for 35 years, my mom's grandma, so my great-grandfather was a Leafblad, is the last name. And he was one of 7
I thought that was like an
brothers
ancient,
and sisters.
Like, I thought that was a class type or something like
No, he's a Leafblad. Swedish. Pure Swede. He's 6'7". He's a giant, man.
It's a small guy.
Yeah. And my grandmother, 5 feet tall.
Really? So shorter than me.
Oh, my God. Whatever he did it right because I'm here. So, guess what his first name was? You'll never get it. Hilding.
That's exactly what... Actually, I was going to guess that.
Leafblad. Just a giant Swede of a man.
That sounds like a good D&D name.
Yeah, Hilding. Oh, I should do that on one of my campaigns. So that's
you should.
I'll do that for
It's
him.
all right. Nobody in our campaign
He'll be
listens
a druid.
to this anyway.
He'll be a druid. Leafblad. Might be a druid. But no, so he was one of 7 kids. And so they started the Leafblad family reunion. And they do it every 5 years. And they would rent out like a resort somewhere, and we would always go. And so I've gone since 90. Because they did it every 5 and 10. So I got to go for 90, 95, 2000, 2005, and 2010. And then they just stopped doing it because we got up to 550 people. Like from those 7, spurred out to 550 people, and they were like, "Yeah, we just can't do this anymore." And you're like, but that was cool though. You respected the consistency and like the commitment they did to like, no, everybody's got to go. It's year 5. We got to go, Right. And that was cool.
I mean, like they couldn't do it like financially, like nobody else could pitch in kind of thing.
Well, I mean, no, like that's the thing. So like everybody paid their own way to go.
Okay, so it was like they couldn't find a place large enough for 600 people.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Renting out a concert like hall essentially.
It was crazy. The last time we went, actually I think it went to 2015 maybe because. Yeah, I think it's 2015 actually is when it was. Because actually I want to say it was on 93 and 7. It was on 3 and 7 actually. So 2013 was the last one because my cousin had just had their kid, so it was like 6 generations or something. Like his kids were the 6th generation to be at this thing, which is crazy. But that was the last time we went. And so, or that they had it. So, but like you talk about family reunions, I mean, when my grandma died and my grandfather died and like their family, like on the res, it's still like, we're like, let's do a Gordon, it was her maiden name. And like, let's do a Gordon family reunion. Like every 2 years we got to get up and do it. And we're like, that's awesome. And we did it 1 year. The next year was kind of a half-assed one. And then we haven't done it again. That was like 4 years ago. Yeah. And it's like, it sucks because you want to get together with all your family and stuff, but it's just hard to plan. And like you said, it's like like class reunions. I mean, next year's my 20th class reunion, and we didn't even do a 15. So like, I mean, we got 7 of my buddies got together in River Falls.
I think
for like an hour.
I think my buddy Amos was telling me about our high school reunion, and it was all of like, they were like the person who put it together. They were talked about it, and he said like it wasn't like the best because like they've just picked like a local bar or whatever because that was voted on, like that's what they wanted to do, which was fine. But then like all of like maybe 20 people showed up, and I had a graduating class of 500 or so. Like we had a big, maybe it wasn't 500, but we had big class sizes. I remember my freshman year it was like 900 and something kids.
Small town is.
Yeah, big city.
Mine was 87.
Yeah, we graduated.
87 people in my class.
We graduated multiple, like.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, and it's funny because I'd say a good solid 25 to 30 of them that I knew relatively well they're all within probably 30 miles of Prescott. And a lot of them still live in town. So, like, I see him. I go out to the bar. You met the white tornado. But, but yeah, I mean, it sucks because you want to get together and have all that time. But it sucks because there's just not enough time. There's not enough time to do that. Yep. So that's what I've been thinking about today on my birthday, getting one more year. But
just getting all sad.
I was getting a little sad today. Just a little sad. Nothing like...
It's okay to be sad, though.
It is okay.
It's okay to, reminisce because, you look back and, I don't know, like, those were the events that made you who you are. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it sucks that they're gone, but you got to be happy because you got to remember... And I get this quote from, like, South Park, and, like, this kind of hits deep, right? And it was Butters, and he's sitting there, crying on the step, and Stan was all emo. He's like, you can just come hang out with us. And he's like, well, nah, man. Like, he's like, yeah, but you're sad. And he's like, yeah, but if I'm this sad about it, you got to think, like, the inverse. Like, I was that happy about it at some point. Right? Yeah. So for me to be this sad, I was that happy, right? Yeah. So, like, think about it like that. Like, for you to be, like, upset about it today, it's... You were that happy about it at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and that's where, like, it was just one of those, like, okay, what am I going to do this year? And for whatever reason, I told my brother-in-law this yesterday. He brought over pork chops and, or pork, country ribs, sorry.
Yeah, pork chops. That's way different than ribs.
Yeah, it's very different. They were really good. And it was pretty cool, though, because, like, I was just like, 3/7, this is the year where I want to just take a picture of myself today and then... in 1 year's time, take a picture at 38. Just see what I can do to change.
Take a picture every day.
No, I don't.
And then you put it in that like 365. No, it's one picture. You snap me every day.
Yeah,
you could literally just snap it without a filter, and you just take a picture every day.
And the people who do that, they have such a it's lined up perfectly and all that stuff.
It doesn't have to be lined up perfectly. It's just like
I don't know. I don't want to do it.
All right, that's fine. Just a thought.
I'll tell you what, because I'll do it for a week and I'll forget, and then 100%. I'll be like, oh, I didn't get a picture, and I was like, well, you can take 2 today. I'm like, well, that's not.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
All right, we're done. It doesn't matter.
We missed it. We're done.
But no, I mean, there's things I want to do, like, because I've been putting off, like, yes, get in the gym, like, you get really hard at it for 6 weeks, and you're like, I'm fucking killing it. And that's what, like, you go back in the episodes, and when it started the year, like, yeah, fucking killing it. You know, lifting, getting bigger.
And
then you take 3 weeks off, I lost everything. Yeah, you just lose it all. And you're like, okay, this sucks. So, and I'd make more excuses, too. I was like, well, we got to do this weekend. We got to do this. Like, I don't have time to work out. And, I don't have my gym yet. I don't have this yet. I don't have my workout stuff. Like, I'm not getting up early. I'm not eating properly. Or, and I'm like, nope. From today, we're going to really, because I always mention on here, too, like, I got to drink less, got to do this, got to get more sleep and do all these things. I finally, I have no more excuses. I finally have nothing. I have everything that I wanted that I made an excuse. I have everything that I made an excuse about. So now we're going to see. 37. I'm going to run that 5K with you. I'm going to train. I'm going to get.
Well, dude, if you need
to get stronger.
If you need a running buddy,
Absolutely.
You can come over here. We can, like I said, I'm not going to run much. I'm probably going to run. When I get out and run, it's probably going to be like 2 miles to start, right? Outside in the wilderness, right? Because on my treadmill, all I'm doing is like 2 miles uphill.
Well, and running is, and I'll say it right now, running is overrated.
I hate running.
Running is way overrated. So many people think like, oh, well, I run 5 miles a day. And you're like, that's great. And I'm sure your anaerobic exercise and stuff is great. But I want to get stronger. I don't care. Like, strength is so much more important than being able to, like, run 5 miles. Like, I don't give a shit about that. But if I pull my back because I took a shit and I'm trying to stand up, like, that's insane to me. And it can happen that quickly. No, like, you bend over to pick up a spoon.
I agree with you. I do want to get stronger. But at the same time, like, you're getting stronger and you're getting, like, beefier and heavier. But I also... Right? Like, I've put on some weight since I've been, like, lifting heavier, things like that. I don't want to be tired walking upstairs.
Well, no, yeah, like the basic things. So I think...
And not saying, like, I'm, like, getting up there, like, oh, my God. But you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. Well, the proper, like, resistance training, like you were doing on the treadmill, like, getting those sprints, like, you could do the sprint workout for a mile instead of just running on flat ground for 3 miles.
Right.
And you can still... burn enough calories. You can still do enough of an aerobic exercise for your heart, And you can still like you can still work it well with resistance training. Mm-hmm. Like you can still get cardio in.
Right.
It's just you just take less breaks between your lifts, and you're still getting the same amount of pump out of your heart.
Right.
You're just not running.
Right.
You know. But then you want to set yourself up. So then, say we do swimming, or say we're like playing in the backyard or something, or we go for a run, or if we do go like camping and we go on a hike or something. Like you could do a relative thing. Like we're not saying like you just walk in and do a Tough Mudder or something like that, but you could go do leisurely activities without being gassed, just trying to walk up a hill. Like
the only thing I want to add to my, because we mentioned the treadmill thing again, the only thing I want to add to that, like with resistance training, and like I said, I'm literally doing like a fast walk, slight jog. Yeah. Like I said, but it's uphill 2 miles, and like you came over, I only did a mile, and I was sweating.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, like you gotta think like that's like 10%. You know, the only thing I want to add to that though is a weighted vest. I want to get like a weighted vest and then I wouldn't necessarily have to do the 2 miles right away, but maybe a mile in a weighted vest every day.
I would like to do a Murph. So it's run a mile.
Okay.
You do, God, I'm probably gonna get this wrong, but it's 300, 200, 100. And I feel like it's 300 push-ups, 200 sit-ups, 100 pull-ups, and then you run another mile with a weighted vest. And that's usually what they'll do. Like, they've done it at CrossFit and stuff, and they'll do it in like kind of a remembrance thing. Like a lot of people do it on like Memorial Day or Labor Day or like Veterans Day. Like they'll do it to remember like Army, and it's based off of a guy who's Murph. But yeah, I mean, it's like I want to be able to do that, and like some celebrities have done it and all these things, and like that's cool, but that's really fucking hard.
Oh, 100%.
That's horrible.
Well, and I don't know. I just want to add the weighted vest. I think like it would help with just some of that resistance, some of that like.
Yeah, I'm just saying like that's like the peak.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. No, I don't want to do anything
like
that. Like Peanut's talking like we can go run a 10K. I'm like, dude, I'm talking like 5K. Like that's all I want to run. I'm not a runner. Like I honestly think I will compete in a wrestling tournament again before I run a 10K or run a half marathon.
I'm sorry, it was 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats. Sandwiched between a mile and a mile, all wearing a weighted vest.
Huh.
But yeah, Lieutenant Michael Murphy.
Nice.
But yeah, no, like that's. I mean, that I feel like that would be like, if we tried it right now. I mean, we're not going for time, but as far as completion,
I mean, I could probably get it done. I would say like an hour.
I could. Oh, I don't even care about time. I'm saying just completing it.
I think I could complete it.
I don't think I can complete it. The pull-ups. I don't think I can do the pull-ups.
How many pull-ups is it?
100.
100 pull-ups, and it's not straight. Like you can do.
Oh yeah. You're just trying to complete the workout, but
yeah, I think the pull-ups I would struggle.
Those would be horrible, and I think the running sandwich with the 300 air squats. Because my legs are garbage, so
yeah,
like,
I think my legs
those
would
are what would absolutely destroy me.
My legs would be
the
okay.
Push-ups,
I'd be able to get
through.
at least half of the air squats done before I'd like really start to struggle. Probably.
Yeah, I feel like I could maybe
turn into a walk.
I could probably do a quarter of it. Like I could run the miles.
No, I think.
But I could do like maybe confidently could probably complete 20 pull-ups. I could probably get all 200 push-ups. It'd take a bit, but I could do it. And the air squats, knowing that I have to run after, probably.
Like what is an air? Like just a squat?
Just standing. Yeah, just standing.
Just a standing squat.
Yep.
Oh, well, then I think I could do 300 of those.
Okay.
Like with a weighted vest. Yeah, I was thinking like, for some reason, you said air squat and like my mind.
You thought it was
like
jumping
me floating in the air.
Yep, you thought you had to like.
Yeah,
jump
that's
up
why I was like, dude,
squat.
if I'm like having to leave the ground, no, I can do 300 air squats. 100% I can.
Okay. Yeah.
I was doing.
I mean, you're a lower ground.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't have to move as much as you do. We talked about this like with bench.
Well, no,
and
I'm just saying like you like with wrestling and stuff, you're always in a bended position, so I feel like your legs are just stronger.
We call it an athletic position. You know, hips bent.
Yeah.
You know, your center of gravity's lower. That's an athletic position.
But it's like it's like you're always doing a wall squat, like a wall sit.
Yeah. Well, I did a wall sit the other day for a minute and I struggled.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And then add 20 to 40 pounds.
Yeah, but that's not a wall sit. That's if you're moving though. Like it's harder to hold it than it is to move. 100%. I can do.
Okay.
100 push-ups easier than I can hold a push-up position for 100 seconds.
Yeah, I mean,
like so you're talking like if I'm holding a sitting position, that's gonna burn your legs a lot more than like.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, or like holding that push-up position. I remember when I was
eccentric hold.
When I was in like junior ROTC, we used to have to hold push-up position, and that was harder. It was harder to hold than it was to just like crank out push-ups, and it is. It's 100%. So, you know, my dog sees the neighbor outside. She's like, she freaks out because people live outside the. Yeah. There's a world outside of this house. There's a world outside this world. She just doesn't understand it. It is also Lola's birthday today too. I think I said that at the beginning, but anybody didn't know. But
like getting like this year is gonna be different. I gotta hold myself. I gotta create the discipline. We always mention Joe Rogan and stuff. And
I'll be your accountability buddy if you want.
We can. You know
what I'm saying? Like everybody needs an accountability buddy.
It's hard when we're both each other's because we both forget and we both like it's like you need.
No, I feel like for a bit there I would.
Well, that's like, okay. Right there. No, right there. For a bit.
Yeah, but then
like, it falls off, and that's usually what happens. Well, the reason it
falls off is like I feel like I'm just putting in all the work, like.
Let's be
real here.
You would be. I'm saying as an accountability buddy, you are, like, yes, create the competition and stuff.
Yeah, but also like it's you holding me accountable, right? So like I would call you after work. I'd be like, hell yeah, man! Like day one or one day, I just went and worked out. I just hit this. Yeah,
we did a really good run on that.
Yeah, man. And I was like, all right, great. Like, let's get it. Let's be better. I do it day 2. I do it day 3. Like, after a week, it's like, man, dude, I've called this guy 5 times. He hasn't called me once. He's like, F this, dude.
Nope, didn't do it.
Didn't do it. I tried, man. I tried. But,
that's fair.
I can only give so much, It's a give and take.
I get that.
Yep. So I've got to get a little something, you know what I'm saying? Wink.
Yeah, I know. But, like, that's part of it, too. Is, like, you beat yourself up. Like, like you have a sad day and you like beat yourself up. You're like, God, I'm a fucking piece of shit. This old and, dude, I could have been better. I could do better. I could always do better. It's like guys are the worst.
Dude, when I have my sad days, it's the worst, man. Yeah. I like there's tearing you down, right? There's like tearing someone down or tearing something down. But like when I have my sad days, I am lower than low, dude.
Well, like, when you tear somebody else down, when it's like, is that enough? Yeah, it's probably enough. No, like you can tell yourself that. Yeah, there's no stopping. You're like, no, you fucking deserve this.
I'm terrible. Like, oh man, like I raised my voice at my kid. I did this today. Oh, I didn't do this today. I haven't done this in a week. Like, look at how I'm a piece of shit. Like, oh yeah, dude. And it's like everything, and it's crazy too, because like then you start just focusing on all the negative. And when you're focusing on the negative, it's almost like you get tunnel vision. You can't see any light. Mm-hmm. And there could be light all around, but because your vision is so tunneled on that negative, like, I forgot to do this. God, I can't believe I keep forgetting this. Oh, I'm a piece of shit. I keep doing this. Mm-hmm. And then it just spirals, dude. So I've been there, man. It's
we mentioned in the past, too, like taking the day off or... see what you have, like the things you have now were goals at one point that you thought you'd never reach, and now you have them. And like we've talked about that stuff, and that's always good to look at. But I think the other thing too is like breaking the hold of that generational curse in a way where like our parents were just from a different generation. I think that was because we talked about that yesterday too, about like taking the day off. Like sometimes like I just don't want to go to work. It's like I'm not going to lose my job, but I have time. So it's like I have PTO. Like, who gives a shit? I'll take my kids out of school and be the fun parent. I mean, my parents weren't those ones. They were like, you need to... I mean, I probably missed... No joke. I think I was 9 days total out of my entire school career. And my parents were like, you're going to school. And if I had to stay home, my dad put me in bed. And I had to stay in bed all day.
You weren't allowed to leave the house.
I couldn't watch TV. I was too sick to watch TV.
Dude, it was the same. It was like you go to school. There were even times where it was like go to school, and if you're actually sick, the nurse will call me to come pick you up.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's just like 100%. That was it was kind of, and there were times where it was like, yeah, okay, fine, like you can stay home, sure, but you're gonna lay in your bed because you're sick. You're gonna maybe read a book, like you're gonna relax. You're gonna, no TV. You're not hanging out anywhere, and we don't want anyone else getting sick, kind of thing. It was
to the point where it affected me too, where when I got older. If I had to take a day off because I was actually sick, I would actually stay in my house my entire shift. And then when it got to like 5 o'clock, I'd go out and get stuff done. Like I would never go out at like noon to go get something from the store, or like if I had shopping to do and I have the day off, but I'm like sick. It was like it affected me. Like if I'm too sick to go to work, I need to.
You're too sick to do
I'm
anything
too sick to do
else.
anything. I need to stay inside because then you're like, what if I go to the store and somebody from work sees me? They're gonna be like, haha, like, you suck. Like there was like all this guilt that. Now I'm like, well, who the fuck cares if they see me? And then I'm like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
Like they're off too. Like who cares? Like I had to really focus on like breaking some of those things because, my parents are great. They worked hard and they made something of themselves. And not saying like I'm still working on me, but you've got to like cut yourself a little bit of slack. Like it's okay.
100%.
I mean, there's a lot of things. Life's a lot different than it was 30 years ago.
And it's going to be a lot different in 30 years than it is today. You know what I'm saying? Like times are always changing,
But
you got to...
It's just more of the enjoying thing. Because, thinking about, we were talking about, like, death and all that stuff, and you're like, I'm not to the point where, like, the people go, like when you meet an old guy and he goes, well, you could take me. I've lived a good life. Yeah. I'm not to that level yet.
I still got some,
I think I'm going to hold out on that phrase until the very, very end.
Yeah, 100%.
But there's some stuff I want to do, and there's some stuff I got to get done. So, yeah, it's going to be a busy year 37.
There's not, like, a lot, like, that I think, like, I don't want to, like, go skydiving. I think you should do it once. No, never. The things that I think of, like, that I want to do, honestly, like, in my life, it's like I've done a lot that I've said I've wanted to do, right? Like I've traveled to different countries. I've left the country. I've traveled to a lot of states. Like one thing on my bucket list, is Lola. One thing on my bucket list is to like I want to visit every state, but then take a picture with the welcome to sign.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And then cut that out and make it into, like, a picture of the state and then make a map of the United States doing that.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's on my... But the crazy part is I talk about that all the time. I've been to over 30 states now. Haven't taken a single picture.
Wow.
But, hey, that's okay, like, because me and Brianne can do it when we're old and retired, and that's, that. But, like, really, like, looking at it, like, all my goals now are just, like, longevity goals. Like, I want to be there to see... Oliver do this. I want to be there to see Mavis do this. I want to be there, if we ever have a third kid, I want to be there to see that kid grow up and graduate and get married. I want, you know what I'm saying? That's where my head is and my goals are now. Another like goal I wanted to do, I always wanted to open like a barcade kind of thing, like a bar
absolutely.
arcade kind of. But like again, that's something, it's on the bucket list, but it's not like priority one. Priority one for me is I want to see my kids accomplish. God, I'm getting like goosebumps talking about it. Like accomplish their dreams. I want to see them grow up. I want to see them do those things.
That's the thing that triggers the good life comment, because I mean ultimately you want to know, like if you're a dad or a mom, you want to know that your kids are going to be fine without you. Mm-hmm. You want to know that. You don't want to I don't want to leave them now.
No, 100% no.
And you're like, but it may or may not be my choice. So, but like right now, I feel like you said longevity. That's something I can do so that it gets me to that point. Or it gets me closer.
Because like at the end of the day,
we could walk out and get hit by a car tomorrow. But
right, and I mean like even thinking about it like.
But if I'm tough, I could take the hit.
I'm gonna take that hit from the car. No, but thinking about it though, like I think about it and I'm just like. It comes around to like birthdays and stuff. I don't want anything anymore. I don't want
for years.
This. I don't need this. I don't like what I truly want is like to see my kids grow up. Like, and that's all I honestly truly want. And I think like that's what I'm focused on. Like, and obviously, I got these little goals. Oh, I want to try to do this. I want to try to do that. And I'm doing that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, like big picture, like that's all I want. Yeah. Right. I want to see my kids grow up. I want to see them achieve their goals. I want to see them surpass their goals. Mm-hmm. And I want to give them whatever they need to make those goals happen.
Yes.
Right. And like, so for me, it's like, no, I don't need anything. Maybe a hug, maybe a thank you, maybe,
sure, yeah.
Maybe a hand drawn picture every now and then. Like that's what I want. I don't want the physical. You need this. You need
no,
this.
I
you
don't.
Need this.
And I mean, well, and one bonus from the way that we are, that if we just want something, we just buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I tell that to people all the time. I haven't asked for a gift in probably 25 years.
No,
I don't care, because it's like whatever you feel. Because I feel like when you give a gift to, you know, like parents think of it as like, I want to get you something that you need.
You need, and you're going
to
use.
That's what a parent's mentality.
Yes.
Like my siblings, I'm like, I don't give a shit. If you got this because it means something to you, then do that. Like if I give a gift, you know, I want to give a gift so that like the meaning is that it's almost kind of selfish in a way, but like you give a gift so that they know it's from you.
Right.
You know, like if you just give somebody anything, you know, or just like some flowers or something, you're like, okay, thanks. Now I got to take care of these.
Right. It's very just like, kind of generic.
But yeah, it's like, you know, and like Brienne, like we got her some face masks, some soap scrub.
That candle, like, I think I saw.
And a hand and foot mask or whatever they are, you know. And I know she works a lot. She's tired a lot and stuff. And it feels great to come home and like do something like that. And girls like to do that kind of stuff and just feel fresh or like just feel, you know,
do your
just
thing.
Feel relaxed kind of thing.
Yeah, I got the kids.
And like that's kind of that's where like I want gifts to go. Like, and if like my brother and I forever we just get each other the stupidest fucking gifts because it's funny to us.
Right.
And like I've never gone to him like, hey man, it'd be really cool if I like got one of these, or like, and he never asked me that. He's just like we just surprise each other. We get the wrong cards. We'll get like sympathy cards for their birthday cards, and we'll just cross it out and put happy birthday, you know, like, and we keep the message in there. So like we just do dumb shit like that, or like
that's awesome.
You know, and like he'll get me Dragon Ball Z stuff. I get him Naruto stuff, and like
I think
we still do that.
That's also why it's like hard for me personally to like buy a gift for Brienne, because like for you, like I know what you like. I know that I can get you something. It's like,
but it's a fun gift.
It's different.
Like
it's something. Like same thing with Mel, right? Like we got Mel like a $50 gift card to Barnes and Noble because I know that she's been really into reading lately.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, like
that makes sense.
I don't know how many books this is gonna buy you. Maybe 4 or 5 books, whatever. 3 books. I don't know.
But that makes sense.
Go do your thing, right? But like Brienne, it's like I don't want to get her just something generic like a gift card to a bookstore, or like, you know, hey, here's this because you know, it's like it's one of those things like. It's hard because you want it to have that personal
even
value
for Mel,
and connection.
Like Mel's birthday. I mean, I let her sleep
out
in.
of the room.
I literally let her sleep in. I took the kids, we left, and she just wants the basic things. Like she's exhausted all the time. She's always with kids. And I was like, I just took the kids at like 7 in the morning. They woke up, and I didn't want to get up, but I got up. I took them out of the house for 4 hours. I let her sleep in. She slept in. She showered. She got to just relax, and she was just a better person there. And then I took her out for dinner. Just some nice food without the kids, and to have time without the kids. That's what I did. And that's what she wanted. That's what she needed. Right. You know what I mean? It's not like I didn't go buy her this sparkly necklace and like all these like really memento like expensive things, because most of the time that's not. I mean. Like, she's not a jewelry person, you know? Like, she likes rings and stuff, but she doesn't give a shit for necklaces or earrings or any of that stuff. She doesn't really care for flowers. So it's like, well, yeah, then I'll just get... And then, say 2 months from now, she's like, I'd really want one of these. Well, then fucking go get it. Yeah. There you go. See, happy birthday. Like, I'll do that whenever we buy each other, like, a nice gift. I go, this is my birthday gift, thank you. Like,
see, and it doesn't matter. I buy stuff for her, like... And I'm so bad. Like, I don't want to wait. I want to give it to you now and say, this is it. Like, I got it now. I want to give it to you now. But, like, she's just one of those people who's, like, very stuck on, like, nope, I like to wait until the day of. And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, you are killing me.
That's
like,
fine.
You are,
but
like...
the problem with buying for, like, us is, like, you need to buy the gift then inside 3 weeks from when you're going to get it to us. Because if you don't, if you bought it in... And Mel learned this very early on. If you think of, like, if I set it in, like... July, and she's like, this is a great Christmas present, I'm gonna get it right now for him and hide it from him, and she did this by like 3 months later, like it was like middle of October, I bought myself the same thing. And she's like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, what? Like, I wanted this. She's like, yeah, I got that for you for Christmas 3 months ago. I was like, don't do that.
Yeah, see,
I told her, I was like, don't. There's no memento things unless it's something like. It has to be something crazy. Like you'd have to like a brand new fucking computer, or like it had to be something completely obnoxious that I would never buy myself. You know, you have to do that because if you're thinking or like clothes, right? You know, like it had to be something like that. You cannot because like she wanted a 3-barrel hair curler thing, and she kept talking about it. I'm like, okay, and then I just went and got her one. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "What's this for?" I was like, "'Cause you wanted one." And she's like, yeah, but I just didn't want to buy it. You didn't have to buy it. And she's all about money. Like, you didn't have to buy it. It's expensive. I was like, but you wanted it. You watch me buy whatever I want. Literally. All of the time. And I don't answer to you. I don't answer to anybody. I answer to myself. Like, you want it? Yeah. Shoop.
See, like, I always joke with Brienne because she's always buying stuff. Like, I'm not one of those, like I said, I don't need a lot of stuff. Every now and then I'll be like, hey, you cool if I buy this new game? Yeah. Because like I said, like it's going on her credit card, so I just want to make sure, like, hey, you're cool. Yeah, like, that's different. If I buy this, then she's like, yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I do have money in the bank. I have credit cards. I have things I can use, and like, you know, there's money in my savings, and like, but like, I don't know. I use that for like, hey, I'm gonna take you out today. Like, you don't have to. Yeah. Like, don't worry, I got you.
Yeah,
you know?
I got you.
And then I pull out her credit card. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, but then I'm like, you know, so like it's like very. Not very often that I'm just like, hey, I want this new game. Or like, for example, the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering set's coming out. I'm like, I really want to get this. And she's like, if that's what makes you happy. Well, that's what and as soon as she said that, I'm like, I just pre-ordered. Yeah. Like, literally, like, that's all I need to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, but I mean, like, I don't ask for
no,
I don't need anything. You know, I have what I need.
Now it's all like house-driven stuff. So now it's like, any way I can make my time in the garage better, or like
gotta insulate it, man. Insulate it would be nice and cool. I'm telling you.
Like I need to pick up a couple more blender bottles for like I want to get more vitamins, and I want to do all that stuff and the supplement things, and like now it's easier because like you get, you know, it's like protein. Like you can give me protein then because I'll eat it. You know, like you can give me, like there's things like that where you know, I'm not like the magic thing, like I still haven't pulled the trigger on it, and I really want it to, but it's one of those like I'm letting the magic of it disappear just a little bit, so I can make a more.
If it makes you feel any better, I've got 3 out of 4 of the Commander decks, so if you want to play any of them, I'll have them. Yeah. But just a heads up, Sliver King, if you're doing it, they pre-order only all 4, and they're still taking pre-orders. I went over there because I just needed one of the decks. So just, you know, plant a seed. If it's
I know, but then I look at it like, when was the last time I played Commander?
That is true too. So you know like I said, I'll have them.
You know, and I'm one of the people too that like I just want to have a couple decks to play with. I'm not going to collect them. I just want a couple decks, and that's it. Like I'd probably get one booster just to see if I land something.
See, or then I'll sell just it. To kind of or just to have stuff to be like, hey, like this is my extent of Final Fantasy collection.
Exactly. Because I have you and then Chad, my other buddy, like he's getting a bunch. So like,
when the heck?
If we ever got to get together.
Yeah, when are we getting together next to go out and?
Just gotta line it up.
So we all met up one day, and it was really funny. Jake's just like, yeah, me and Chad and you, let's just go to a bar, grab a few drinks, and play some cards, right? I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I drive over to Prescott, and Brienne's like, well, don't go talking to any girls. I'm like, we're going to go drink beer and play Magic the Gathering in a bar.
Not exactly magnets.
In a bar. I don't think we're going to be attracting too many girls.
I think it was on like a Tuesday.
So it was like Wednesday night or whatever it was. Yeah. And I was like, I think you'll be okay. You know, and she was obviously joking about it. So I was like, but that's not what we'd be.
Yeah. Like, and we were out by like 8:30. So it wasn't even like a late night.
Yeah, we had drinks till 8:30. Yeah, 9 o'clock maybe. But yeah, that was a good time. We got to do that again.
But it's that like I'm trying to let the magic, because like there's stuff that I was like, oh, I really want to get this, but then I have to like let the magic fade a little bit and then really process it. I'll put it in a cart, you know.
Yep.
And then I sit there and stare at it. And how many times I've done that now? It's been such a good thing for me.
Just leave it in the cart for a couple weeks and then see if
I'll go right back through and I'm like, why the fuck? No,
I don't even want this.
Delete. And I'm like, all right, cool. All right, I saved that much money.
Yeah.
Because it was just another thing I was going to buy and then put in a shelf and then not do again. But, yeah, man, it's different. New beginnings.
Hell yeah, dude.
Let's start fresh again. But we'll see. I mean.
Well, let's keep, you know. I'll try to keep you I guess on the straight and narrow now because I'm the only one putting out here. So I guess I'll be on the horn. But yeah, dude, hey, let's do it, man. To new beginnings, right?
New beginnings.
Yeah. Well, shoot, maybe we should wrap her up here on that, huh?
Yeah, we got to get to, we're going out for sushi.
We're going to go have a dinner lunch, a birthday lunch. The hell? But yeah, there was one quote. I know you usually do the quotes. There was one that kind of stuck with me that I heard.
Yeah.
That I'll take over today. I'll give you your birthday off from having to,
so that's good because I didn't have one.
Do too much. That's all right. So the quote that I heard, it was from an interview, and the person said it. I won't name drop who said it because, everyone is like, oh, da-da-da. Anyways, the person who said it, he said, don't accept criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. Mm-hmm. Right? And I don't know, I was listening to that, and that's kind of one of those, like, it kind of hit me. I don't know, because, like, we're all so worried about, like, what people think of us, or, like, do you think we did the right thing, kind of thing like that. Like, but then at the same time, we would never go to that person and be like, hey, can you help me with something? I got a real life problem for you.
Yeah, why would I care what you think? Yeah.
So when someone criticizes you on something, if you wouldn't ask that person for advice on something in your personal life, just brush it off. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Stop caring about what other people think of you. Yeah. If they don't matter enough to invite them in and accept that. Nice. So I don't know. That quote just kind of hit with me. You
just triggered another one for me.
Hey, you know what? It's your birthday. We'll let you.
We'll get a double feature today.
Double feature.
Well, no, you kind of, there was, it was Tom Holland in an interview, but he was saying, it was referencing Christian Bale. And he said, if you have a problem with me, call me. If you don't have my number, you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me. And I thought that was fucking, like, it was right on the same, like, when you said yours, I was like, fuck, that's like this, that's kinda, it's kind of similar, because it's like, it's kind of taking it from the stance of, like, criticizing, like, don't take criticism, like, don't give a shit what somebody else has a problem with you. Yeah. If you don't know them well enough.
Like, if you don't know me well enough to have my phone number. Yeah. Yeah, like, that's your problem.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not my problem.
Man.
Like,
yeah.
You don't know me well enough to hate me if you don't even have my phone number.
Yeah, if you got a problem with me, call me. Like, call me out. That's fine. Call me or call me on the phone. But if you don't have my number, you don't know me well enough. Like, that's exactly fucking awesome. I really like that. Hell yeah. But it was a reference of a reference.
It's kind of like a 2-for-1, I mean, like, same message, I feel like.
Yeah, same kind of message. Like, yeah, you're right, like, somebody scoffs at you out in public or, out to eat or whatever, and you're just like, okay. Like, okay. You stay in your world, don't live in mine,
Hell yeah.
Bye.
Well, shoot. Well, we'll close it out on that, everybody. Big shout out to Chief over here. Happy birthday. Shout out Lola. Happy birthday to you. Shout out, I know she doesn't watch the podcast, but Dee Dee. Happy birthday. Someone we used to work with.
We do have
Happy birthday to her.
I told her, that we'd give, oh, fuck.
Well, right after this.
I was going to say, we'd have to.
Big shout out to Melanie.
Yes.
Charette, happy birthday to you. And Brienne Moody Target, happy birthday to you as well.
Absolutely.
Because, like I said, we do these every other week, so, we got to include everything. So, other than that, shout out.
2 Bears, 1 Cave.
Yep, Joe Rogan.
They just did one with the Kelsey brothers.
Oh, was it good?
It's pretty good.
Okay.
It's really funny. Tom Segura's new thing out, Bad Thoughts. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, don't have your children in the room. And it's a specific kind of comedy, but it's absolutely hilarious. It's on Netflix. It's amazing. But Shane Gillis.
Absolutely. Well, shoot. All right, guys. We will catch you guys next time.
Peace.
Yo, peace.
ADHDads.